From $6.6 billion renewable energy projects to gigantic 15,000-acre solar farms, Australia has been working on some very complex and expensive projects, especially in the field of sustainable energy. What are some of these projects? Why did some of them fail? And what does the future hold for these mega projects? Here are the top 5 mega projects in Australia. At number 5, we have the Star of the South. Australia is popularly known as one of the most urbanized countries in the world, with a barrage of highly sophisticated megacities like Brisbane, Perth, Sydney, and Melbourne. This project takes us down to Victoria, Melbourne, where the state government, in collaboration with various groups, has approved the construction of a huge renewable energy project that will greatly change the dynamics of energy generation in the region. This colossal project is the very first of its kind in the whole of Australia and is called the Star of the South. This project basically involves installation of hundreds of wind turbines that will cover a land expanse of about 500 square kilometers. Onshore substations will be constructed for the distribution of generated power into the national grid, supplying at least 20% of household electricity in Melbourne. The Star of the South is said to cost between $5.3 to $6.6 billion. Needless to say, this project is an economy-building machine, as it will create jobs for thousands across the state. However, every project has its challenges. There have been reactions to the government's delay in getting the project started, coupled with the complaints by project managers early in the project. It appears that there was no comprehensive legal structure guiding offshore renewable energy. The construction of the offshore wind farms. The existing regulations were specific for offshore oil and gas exploration, so it put a strain on the construction of the offshore wind farms. These delays persisted until 2021, when the Law for Offshore Electricity Infrastructural Development was finally passed. After that, development was pretty rapid, and the Star of the South became a high-priority project. The Star of the South project heads stated that on average, wind projects take 3 to 5 years. But since the government is yet to sign contractors for the project, completion of construction will likely exceed 2030. There's no cause for worry, as Australia is also working on numerous other renewable energy projects at the same time. At number 4, we have Snowy 2.0. Australia has been at the forefront of renewable energy development for more than 50 years, and in this time, they have built massive projects. One of the most successful projects is the 1974 Snowy Mountains Hydroelectric Scheme. This major project was the biggest of its kind and featured 16 massive dams, 8 power stations, and tunnels of up to 145 kilometers in distance. The hydroelectric dam generates 4,500 gigawatts of electricity per hour to about 4 million households every year. While this is already a great accomplishment, Snowy 2.0 is the next level of advancement. The 2.0 is a transition from carbon dependency to cleaner energy. It is structured in such a way that it connects 2 dams using a 27-kilometer hydro pump waterway to store energy. The project, since it was set in motion, has presented challenges at various points. One of the events happened in 2021 after the project management had acquired 3 tunnel digging machines with the hopes of managing various ground conditions. But after just 146 meters of tunneling, the machine hit soft grounds, which opened up a large sinkhole nearly 10 meters wide. It became a hazard zone, forcing workers to evacuate, and work was stopped until the ground was stabilized. There was also a breach of underground chemicals, a health hazard that had to be taken care of before construction could commence. All these issues set back the completion date of the project by 4 years and blew up the $1.3 billion budget to about $8 billion. The global pandemic also did not do the project any favors. The project was only 40% complete when it hit, and work had to be suspended. So instead of 2021, which was its original completion date, the project is likely to be completed in 2028. Coming in at number 3 is the Australia-Asia Power Link. With the upward trend of renewable sources of energy, many private investors are utilizing the opportunity to invest in large revolutionary projects. One such project is the massive 30,000-acre solar farm being developed in the northern part of Australia. The AA Powerlink is set to be the largest solar plant as well as the world's largest battery. The solar farm is proposed to generate 6.4 gigawatts and will be channeled 800 kilometers north. About 2.2 gigawatts would connect to Singapore via a 4,500-kilometer undersea power cable, adequately improving the country's electricity supply. Singapore has already confirmed its interest in importing energy, and the project was estimated to add $8 billion to the northern economy. However, the project began to face some challenges. The project was proposed by an Australian company, Sun Cable Contractors, and managed jointly by two top Australian billionaires, Andrew Forrest and Cannon Brooks. But after a disagreement between both parties, the project negotiations ended abruptly. A different group under Cannon Brooks, known as Grok Ventures, took over the project. But with only $43 million available for the project, there is not a lot that can be done. The plan was temporarily changed to supplying just 900 megawatts to North Darwin by the year 2030, and would later improve on the project when the budget increases. Next at number 2 is the Sydney Metro. Melbourne is not the only region getting some developmental action. Sydney is also getting some upgrades, but in their case, it's a transportation upgrade. The Sydney Metro railway system is a fully automated transit system that connects the southwest, northwest, and greater west parts of the city. The transit consists of 3 lines. The first line launched in 2019 running from Tallawong to Chatswood, with 13 metro stations and a 36-kilometer twin track. The train is equipped with a driverless automation system, safety doors with mechanical gap filling, and other advanced technologies. The train has a top speed of 100 kilometers an hour. The project did experience some unforeseen challenges, such as the Sydney Metro West Line that saw a budget deficit of $8 billion. Queries and complaints have been launched by the government to determine why costs have escalated to such unprecedented levels, and have even become a topic that is used in political campaigns. There is increasing pressure to construct more stations, but this may not be feasible at the current cost. Maybe in the future, we might see more developments in the Sydney Metro project. At number 1, we have the suburban rail loop. Melbourne appears to be the most dominant city in Australia when it comes to massive projects. The suburban rail loop is certainly the most impressive so far. It is a group of super-fast transit lines linking the east, west, and north of Melbourne, and will mostly run underground. The 90-kilometer railway system has an operating speed of 100 kilometers an hour and is said to have an estimated cost of $31 to $58 billion. Since construction began on the SRL East, there have been numerous controversies, mostly relating to the budget. The government initially announced in 2018 that the whole suburban rail loop project was going to cost $33 billion. Even at this rate, the project was criticized until 2022, when the Parliamentary Budget Office revealed that the actual cost for the first of the 3 stages of construction was estimated at a whopping $133 billion. This obviously isn't a sustainable project, and as of 2022, there have been plans to terminate the project and channel the funding into other more critical industries like healthcare. With so many great projects in the pipeline requiring serious finance, which of these projects do you think should take priority of funding? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. That's all from us. We'll see you in the next video.